Hey guys, Brett at Russell Marine Products. We talked about it in our last video, but we wanted to show you what the Eagle i9 looks like and kind of go through some of the menus that you can do. And we're going to check that out here in just a sec. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're really excited about this Eagle i9. We're going to have some videos on the water showing you what it looks like actually on the water. But we're going to run through the simulation mode or the demo mode and just kind of show you the options that you have. Here we can see, we've got our chart, we've got our 2D sonar, we've got our down scan, and then we have live sonar. So the live sonar gives us that forward and down mode without changing the position of the actual transducer. And we can do split screens. So we're just going to kind of walk through and show you what this looks like. Some of the settings, menu options, looks very similar to your HDS Live units, Pro units, Elite FS, those things. So again, it's a non-touch screen, so we're going to use all of our keypads over here. And yeah, let's jump into this and show you what it looks like. Okay, guys, so here's our main menu. We toggle with our keypad over here. So we've got settings, waypoints, routes and trails, info, and then our storage. So very similar to your lives, your pros, Elite FS, we talked about that. So let's just jump in and let's go to our chart. So we've got an X and then we've got this little arrow. So that's our enter button. So anytime we scroll over, we want to click that to get into our charts. Now this is the CMAP inland mapping that's preloaded in this. It's not the CMAP Discovery, which that one's about 1,049. This is $999. So we've got our presets that already come. I haven't messed with the unit. We've got speed over ground, we've got depth, we've got water temp. Again, this is in demo mode, so it's giving us some fake numbers here, but that you can see that. So we want to zoom in. We just hit our plus, and we're going to come up here to famous El Dorado Lake, where we did some on-the-water videos, which you'll have to watch when those come out. So those will be coming soon. But we zoom in here and scroll around with our keypad. Again, we've got contour lines. As we zoom in further, we're going to get some, better contour lines. So it's pretty good. Doesn't have the depth shading. I'm assuming with the CMAP Discovery, the 1049, we're going to be able to do some depth shadings. It does have an SD card slot on the side. So if we've got an avionics, you can pop that in, CMAP Reveal. Any of those map chip cards that work with our Lowrance units, we can pop them in here. So still good mapping. Again, $1,000 unit. I think is pretty good here. So just kind of scroll around and give you some more detail of what that looks like. Get up over here. So maybe, a downside to this, obviously between your lives, pros, touchscreen, so we could just, touch our finger and then we could zoom in. This we're all going to have to do with our keypad, so not a big deal, but that's a cool little spot here. Let's see the contour lines here. So, yep. Let's get into our menus. So to get into our menus, we're going to hit this button with the 3 dashed lines. Get in there. We could create a new waypoint, or we could hit our flag. Come down here. We could do a new route. Go to cursor. So same options here. When I go to more options, hit enter. We can change our orientation. We can look ahead. Come down here to chart options. Don't have a lot on this because it doesn't, we can't do the depth shading. There's no depth shading here. But you can mess with your detail. Full, medium, or low, it's just going to give you, what's on that particular lake. Full is going to give you everything that it has. Hit our X to get back out of it. And then our categories, we see this. those are all the categories. They come all checked, so that's going to be just like normal. So that's going to give you all your options that the preloaded mapping would come with. Hit our X and get out of that. Hit our menu, our pages button to get back to our main menu. Let's go over Sonar. Again, hit that arrow here, get into Sonar. You're going to see this when we're on the water, but this is a file they've got preloaded. Very good 2D sonar. Pretty impressed with this transducer and what it looks like on the water. Basic 2D sonar. Doesn't look anything really different than, say, your Lives or Pro units or Elite FS with the 3-in-1 or the 3-in-1 HD, but it does look very good detail. Again, we hit our menu button. Don't have a lot of options here. Auto is what it's going to be set on. If we click into that, you could do custom, or we could go into the ice fishing mode. So like if we went into our ice fishing mode, it's going to have our A-scope already on there. Once we get into any of those modes, like if I change it back to just custom, if we're on the water in the boat, you can manually change your depth range. Instead of being an auto, you can manually change this to whatever depth that you want to see. Sensitivity, again, that's going to be how we can adjust that. Obviously, the higher we go, it blurs it out. It gets really sensitive. We can go down and adjust to your liking. Auto is pretty good, what we found out so far. So let's hit X to get back out of that. If we go to our advanced, this is all going to be preset here. Ping speed max, scroll speed normal, noise rejection low, surface clarity low, and then our color line 76. Again, those are presets. We can go in and adjust how you want for your body of water. Go ahead and exit out of here. If we go to more options, we've got split, no split. We've got the A-scope, so if I wanted to click that on, A-scope comes over here. Click it. Orange triangle, same thing with our Lives Pros to indicate that that is turned on. Our color palette, we've got a good range of color palettes here. How many do we have? 14 color palettes. So let's just go 13. Kind of gives us a different look. Come up here to 8. Again, a good screen. One thing that I hadn't mentioned yet, but this is a 9-inch screen. The screen resolution on this, 1024 by 600, which is very good for a 9-inch unit. That's what like your UHD2s are coming out with, that same screen resolution. A little less than, say, your Pro 9 or Live 9. They're going to be 1280 by 700, but still pretty good picture clarity with a 9-inch unit. Let's go back to our regular settings and then exit back out of this. Fish ID on. You could put symbols, depths, or both. If we put both, they're going to put the depth and the actual fish symbol if that's what you like. I like to just have them off, but that's going to be something that you can change to your liking. And then overlay down scan, we can do that. So when we go to our down scan, that's going to be normal like our Lives have been with the 3-in-1, the 3-in-1 HD. You're going to have the overlay of down scan with your down and your 2D. So I'm going to turn that back off. Let's get back out of this. Again, our depth is on this side. Really good picture. All of our overlays are here. Let's go into down scan. Let's check that out. So we've got the overlay down scan in 2D, the fish reveal on. Very good picture for your down scan. Let's go into our menus here. Again, it's in auto, or we can go to custom. That lets us be able to change our contrast, our depth range. Again, the menus are going to be the same as your 2D. Come in here to more options, and we can change our color palette. You can see fish reveal is on. If I click that off, that takes that away. So depending on if you want it on or not, and then let's go and exit out here now. Let's go into our live sonar. So those are going to be the 4 that are going to be there. You're going to have some preloaded panels, and then we can add. so that you can design how you want to. We'll get into that here in just a second. Let's go in that live sonar. So this is down imaging in our live sonar. Looks very similar to your active target 2, active target 1. Notice that the beam is going to be not as wide. You know, that's what we're giving up with this unit, but still $1,000 unit with live imaging, and live imaging that's pretty good. So that's very cool. So when we come over here to our menu, mode is down, so we enter into that and we can go into our forward view. So those are the two views that we're going to have. And let me exit back out of that to get to full screen. So we can see this live sonar. Again, this is a simulation mode, but we're going to do some on the water filming, which is going to look really good. The line here is going to be here in our forward because that's what it's not showing. You know, with our active target 2, we've got 135 degrees. This, we're going to have about 45 degrees. And so at the boat where the transducer is, we're not going to have that depth. So we're not going to get our true depth, you know, seeing the bottom until 10, 15 feet out, depending on water depth. But still, as a forward-facing sonar, very good on a 9-inch unit. So go into our menu. We've got our forward range that we can adjust, our down range that we can adjust, contrast, going to be a big one. That's where we can dial this in to our liking. The higher the contrast, you know, the more blurred out it's going to be. Noise rejection low, surface clarity, we can go in, you can do low, medium, high. Same stuff as we've got on our active target 1 and 2. Just the same menus, I guess. Our color palettes, we can come in here. You've got the 8. Again, what your liking is. Play around with that option to see what you like. Stable view, we can turn that on or off. Again, just like our active target 1 and 2s. The grid line, you know, a lot of people ask about that. That's where we can turn this on or off in our, if we turn that on, it must not do it in our demo mode, but it's going to give us our grid lines to where that we can, you know, see those boxes, those 2x2 boxes. That's where we can turn that on, get out of that. Again, in downrange, come up here to mode, enter, go to down for our live view sonar, exit out. Again, we still have all of our menus here, you know, downrange, contrast, noise rejection, surface clarity. So very cool little 9-inch unit. Again, this unit is a non-networking unit, going to be a standalone unit, but one transducer that gives us our traditional 2D and down, and then in our forward-facing sonar, we're going to have forward and down. So this unit's not going to do side imaging, and it's not going to have our scout mode that you would have with the HDS units with the active target 1 or 2. Let's get into, so as you can see, some of these preloaded ones, they've got mapping in 2D. We've got live sonar in 2D. This one, we've got live sonar and down imaging. The nice thing about this, from what we can tell, is that our live imaging, we're still getting a full screen. So we don't have that black space that we had when we split screens with our active target 1s and 2s. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, the reasoning being it's a smaller beam. So that's a pretty cool setup. But if we want to make our own, come down here to add a page. We've got chart, sonar, downscan, and then our live sonar. Live sonar will be able to select, you know, whether we want forward or down. But let's just go ahead and let's go chart. Let's go live sonar and down. Again, we've got our layout box. So we've got the different configurations that you can do 3x3, 2 on top, 1 big on bottom. And I think that's what I want to choose here. And this, I want to go to up there. So I clicked on it, and then I used my keypad to move that. And then I'll exit out, and I want to click on that and move, whoops, I'm sorry, I changed the layout. Let's go back to our, let's add chart in here. Let's go back to our layout, and I want to come over here and change that up to this one. I like this view here. So I want to click on that and move it up there. And then exit out. So I've got down and chart, and then I've got my live sonar. So come down here to save, hit enter, and that's what our screen's going to look like. Now, if we want to, we still have the orange box, so whatever box that we're on is what we can actually navigate and change. So if I come down here to our live sonar, click on that, that would then put it full screen, and we can hit X to get back into our 3 box. I can hit my 3 dashes here while I'm on live sonar, and I can change it to forward, exit back out of that. So now I've got forward, down, and I've got our mapping. Okay, guys, so a lot of cool features that we've got with this 9-inch unit, the Eagle Eye 9, one transducer that does 2D down imaging. We've got our live sonar for forward and down. A lot of options with this unit. Non-touch, but still can do a lot of things that the HDS units can do. Again, there's some limitations, but very cool for that price point. I hope this helped walking through those screens. If you guys have any questions, give us a call at 316-313-4113. Shoot us an email at sales@russellmarineproducts.com. Super excited about this unit. Be sure to tune in to our On the Water with this. And thanks for watching. You guys have a good day. See you next time.
Are you tired of your old marine electronics? At R&P, we make trade-in easy. 3 steps. Step 1, shoot us an email, get a quote. Step 2, send us your old unit and get credit. Step 3, get your brand new unit and get it installed on your boat today.